those four are the only ones that we've plugged so far. All because of settlement of that and because of, settlement on Pat 3. We just didn't want to have a well drilled. I've already talked about the new south berm. We were putting plans together to actually install a cut through on the old south berm since we got the new one completed so that we could let the water inside and outside equalize. But I think last week we went over the top and cut through south. So I think our plan at this point in time, we're probably going to put barricades over here and over here so we don't see the traffic coming in and let Mother Nature do its thing. And that way we don't put any equipment out there.
Where did you cut through that?
Do you remember where exactly cut through? It was one of the, it was like about where that.
This is the MRA, right about the center between there.
Yeah, what about
That's where
there?
I subsided the first.
Yeah, it's where we saw the settlement.
The lowest point is where it broke.
Yeah.
What we refer to as survey pit number 12. That's when we about the middle of the berm.
So when y'all saying cut through, you mean, first y'all said over top, now you're saying cut through, so
Well,
it breached, I mean, it
Yeah, it
broke,
went over the top and it actually cut some.
and it made a pathway
Made a
that's on
path.
through the
We're
berm.
just gonna barricade it and let it do its thing.
Just
the
tell me
berm
this, the
is-
only thing about that, I mean, I know that the outer berm was just additional protection, but by allowing all that water and stuff to freely go past the old south berm, it's letting everything get closer, letting all that water get closer to Bayou Corne now, versus trying to keep hold it back.
We continue to see water only flow in. And always our outside berm, since we completed the berm early last year, we've seen water, we've only let water in, we've never discharged any water. So the water flow is from the berms into the center of the thing.
And where are they going?
It's going probably down in the MRA office. There used to be about 100 foot of clay above it, now because of the sinkhole it's exposed.
So the overtopping and the cut through this time was just because of all the rain, you're saying?
Yeah.
So
We were-
this time
we were-
it did go from sinkhole to out?
No, it went from the intermediate area, it went from this area into this area.
It was
So
about
the
6
space
inches
between the
higher.
two berms, it went back in?
We did not have any culverts in this area. We were working to just get this in. Our inlet culverts were over here, I think. So we didn't equalize it. We wanted to make sure that we kept that intact. If we didn't do anything out there, we finished this berm, and we're getting ready. I think our recommendation was to put a cut through about here, so that we could equalize it and let normal water go where it's going to go, because we've got the berm completed.
You have a culvert on the outer berm?
Yeah, we have them out here, and I think we've got a couple over
You
here.
have some kind of check valve to keep it.
We got a manual valve that we monitor and close off.
Each transfer location has 2 pipes.
2 pipes,
So we can move some.
2 here and 2 there.
So the water's steadily coming from outside the berm into the
When we
berm?
open the valve and go out.
Okay.
So at this point in time, that's about all we have planned on the berms. We have plans in hand or submitted to DNR associated with the 10th Amendment to install some passive vent wells at the larger bubble sites. We're waiting on comments back from DNR, so we haven't taken action on that. It's probably 5 or 6 shallow passive vent wells to try to help those bubble sites vent off quicker, easier.
The bubble sides have slowed down a lot.
We think they have.
But they have.
I rode to the pipeline, and I couldn't believe the difference from last time I was out there.
They're
We
about
continue
a
to.
third of what they were at one time.
Right there, the pipeline crossing, yes, ran by 1, 2, and 3, and Trish Canal.
No, they haven't slowed down.
Where the pressure has dropped on these CP 138, 136, 137.
I'm just the first one, I'm sure you can cover that.
I'm sorry, what now?
On the CPP 130, the one by the highway right here.
These
The
two
pressure drops in
confirm-
the last few months.
We're seeing a little bit of pressure drop on 36, but we're venting pretty hard from it. The CPT showed about a 50% reduction in the thickness of gas from what it did when we first did the CPT.
Even though you don't have any pressure drop, it's still showing a reduction.
We're seeing, you know, when we first put in 36, I want to say the wellhead pressure was probably in the neighborhood of about 50 when it first started in.
So you had like, what, 12 foot it was?
I don't think it was ever that high. It was less
The
than
first,
10.
the
So right
first,
now you got like 4 foot.
we have about, at 36, this one, originally it was 3.6 feet, and now we're showing about 1.8.
Pressure should correspond to the water.
And originally, I think, if my memory serves right, we were around 50 pounds, and we're showing about 45 pounds. They, you know, the numbers add up. We did just get some comments back from DNR on the response that we put in for the third amendment, the air monitoring program, and we're going through those and giving, you know, our responses to their comments. From a property standpoint, we continue to look for ways to reduce our overall costs and look at how to get rid of this command trailer and help the parish move the emergency response vehicles to clean this out. We are looking at the potential of the Sanchez property, but that's, you know, that's somewhere down the road. But just to keep that on the table, because it's, you know, there's fewer people here right now, and we're just trying to figure out how to shrink our footprint as we get closer and closer to the point we want to be. We are looking at a couple of houses north of Highway 70 of having some Tetra Tech workers that are going to be here longer term, live in, just to make it easier for them. I don't think we've met.
There's a Mike Taylor.
No, Mike was living in a house up there, but Mike's primarily up in Memphis now. He's pretty much on call, but not coming down routine. So anyway, our plans for the next 90 days. We're going to continue to vent gas and monitor through the PMWs. I won't be surprised if we do some additional repeat CPTs. We wanted to do this first group to just get some data on that. We think we'll be putting in some passive vent wells, shallow, out in the swamp, out near the bayou, near the largest bubble sites, to see if we can help them vent off faster. It'll also allow us, if we're successful, it'll allow us to monitor pressures and sample that gas, which it's pretty difficult now. Part of that plan is also on some of the bubble sites to actually put a collection cap and allow it and vent it over to the side of the bayou. Some of those that are in the bayou, the smaller bubble sites, to actually monitor pressure and flows and be able to take samples. So that's probably the biggest part of the work that's left is that response to the 10th Amendment. I talked about confirming CPTs and then putting a plan together for possible P&A activity on relief wells that have depleted.